Better. Okay.
Views and opinions expressed on Gems Radio are those of the hosts, guests, and callers, and do not necessarily reflect the official policy or position of Gems Radio, its affiliates, or sponsors. All content provided is for informational, entertainment, and educational purposes only. Gems Radio makes no representations as to the accuracy, completeness, or validity of any information shared on air or online. Listeners are encouraged to exercise discretion and form their own conclusions. Any trademarks, copyrighted materials, or references remain the property of their respective owners and are used under fair use or with permission. By continuing to listen, you acknowledge that you understand and accept this disclaimer.
Sean Gathright, 18, convicted for enrolled in the rapper Julio Fulio. This is just wild. Not long prior, he was just an innocent child. This a while back when bro traveled with his family to South Africa. Had goals that he wanted to accomplish. He was deeply invested in photography. Now picture this, things change out of control. From hugs with his sister to on trial with the bros. Dealing with pressure made a real attempt to escape the interrogation room through a ceiling vent. But it didn't work. Now tears in his eyes as the judge read the guilty verdict. This hit major. Only reason he didn't get the death penalty because he could be used as prison labor. They claim he's young and he healthy. Could be used by the prison for sweat equity. Basically, sweat equity, the new term for modern day slavery. Life in prison, his family's torn. It's the part they don't rap about in songs. Nah, at this point, just depressing. For the youth watch, take this as a lesson.
Yes, it's your girl E Double on a Thursday. Gems Radio all the way. And we got lessons, we got gems. There's some unfortunate situations going on, and I'm here to bring them to you so we can come together and figure this thing out, this thing called life, in this great land of America. We'll talk about it. Don't go nowhere. You with your girl. You know I can't let y'all go.
Talk about your birthday. Talk about your trip.
Yes.
Come on, let us know where you been. When is the birthday?
It was Tuesday.
I'm gonna slap Alvin, bro.
What?
What happened?
No, I came back Monday.
You gotta manage. That's important. You gotta manage. I gotta get him. Huh?
Oh, Naughty Rock. That's the Naughty Rock. Hey, everybody. Can you turn this up in the studio? You ain't gotta let me go though. He had to let her go, but y'all ain't gonna let me go because I'm not gonna let y'all let me go. And I'm not gonna let y'all go. And you know I got stories, and I'm really a dime. Jesus loves you and so do I.
This world is too cold. I had to let you go. I really have to let it go. This is the life I chose, and I don't trust the soul. I had to let you go. I had to let you go. I really have to let it go. Go. I really have to let it go. I had to let you go. These kids keep saying they on demon time and nobody want to ask why. In the Bible, a demon isn't just a monster. It's a spirit that influences behavior, distorts truth, and pulls people away from God. Now let's look at what's being fed to these kids today, especially through music. And let's be real. This new music, it don't even feel like music. It's dark, aggressive, it shifts your energy. You ever watch a scary movie and that music hit and you feel something is going to happen before it happens? Hairs on your arm stand up, heart rate goes up. That's not random. That's the power of sound, even without words. But this way we went wrong. We took God out the house, out the school, out the conversation, and replaced it with anything that trends. And now we shocked at the behavior. Come on, this ain't just about the kid. This is about what we're allowing into our minds every single day. Parents, this part is for you. Freedom without guidance isn't love. It's neglect. You wouldn't let your kid eat poison, so why let them consume it mentally? Until we fix what's going in, don't be surprised by what's coming out. Because if your kid is proud to be on demon time, then the problem just may be you. Because they can't be on demon time and God time at the same time. And don't get it confused. Mainstream media knows this. Record companies, television, radio will cut your kid the biggest check depending on how much destruction they want to cause to their community. Don't let that go over your head.
So, before I get to the real, the seriousness of what's going on, I just want to celebrate because my birthday was yesterday. It was Tuesday, okay? Today's Thursday. I'm here to celebrate with you. But I want to shout out some girls. I don't know if they listening, but I met these girls from Michigan, Lynetta, Shanika, Tanika, and Amber. And I was hanging out with them on my Carnival cruise this weekend. It's a real fun time, and you gotta have that energy when you could go somewhere and just link up with people. That's how we are as a people. We just got that good energy no matter what's going on. And some people like it and some people don't, but we will not make ourselves smaller. We just got to be who we are, celebrate each other. But we can't continue to celebrate demon time, okay? And don't get it twisted. The biggest gangsters right now are in the White House. They making us look real. They making us look like we gentle, because unfortunately, I want to say rest in peace to those fallen soldiers in Patterson this week. It was 5 people shot. I believe 2 people passed. I believe one person that was trying to get at his brother got beat up by the cops. So, there's a lot going on. But I'm here to bring some sunshine, some truth, because I can't do it without you. So, I think that a lot of the things that we've misled ourselves to believe, we've misled our children to think, or just in our stress, of living, we've gotten it wrong sometimes, but it's never too late to get it right. Now's the time to examine everything that we take in, look at, listen to. We gotta go to our family members that are out here doing the work of the white supremacist KKK. We gotta talk to them. We gotta tell them it's not cool what they're doing. I just saw a meme that I shared, and it's a picture of young lions shaking hands with the KKK, and they said, "Welcome to this game." We're not on that game. We're on the love train. Let's ride. So did you hear about the boy that got 115 years, y'all? And the judge and the prosecutor said, don't give him the death penalty because we need his labor. We need his sweat equity. This boy is 18 years old, and I've been arguing with people on Gotham City God's IG because I'm telling y'all, he looks like us, but he's always coming at us like it's our fault. We can't blame. We can blame the people that set up these traps for us to fall into. And yes, we're falling into them. Yes, this boy should not have had nothing to do with killing Julio. No, he should not have. But we need to show our sons, and some of our daughters are getting it in too. We need to show them that the whole end goal is for slavery to return. And it's modern day slavery. So they're asking me on the post, what do you mean? Isn't it better for him to live than for them to execute him? Of course it's better for him to live, but it's better for him to be free. So I don't like when we try to talk about one point and people want to come with something that's not what we're saying. We're not saying we know he killed somebody. We know he got to do his time. We know that he wasn't right. But we also know that the money was put behind gangster rap. We know rappers that sat down and finally told the truth that was the goal for them to get in our minds, make us think that each other is our enemy, so we can end up doing free slave labor. It's definitely a plot and a plan. So this is like the work that we're doing right now is the same work that Harriet Tubman, Martin Luther King, John Lewis. The work has been put on our table, put in our lap. It's ours. It's ours now. It's our work to do now. And we gotta let our kids know. Unfortunately, it's sad when I gotta tell my kids like, no, you can't overlook this stuff. I know you don't want to as a child. You don't want your mother sounding like a revolutionary. But if we don't set them up, we can no longer expect the people that oppress us to help us. We're going to them like, why y'all treating us like this? Why don't y'all like us? Why, we're going to them for our education. We got to look at the pattern here. No way, Jay. This is about Jay-Z right now. And I'm sad to say it's not a good look.
Got him to tear down half of Brooklyn to build the Barclays Center. Did y'all know he owned less than 1% of the team?
We thought he owned the Barclays. Yes, we did.
Ace of Spades liquor. He pushed it to the culture. Everybody took hold of it.
We thought I was popping Ace of Spades every weekend because Jay owned it. And then he sold it.
Title. The big one.
Title.
We got our own streaming service now. We got our own service now. We don't need to go over there. Had all the artists come to Title. Big artists, little artists. They all went to Title. Then he turned around and sold the company to a billionaire. Then the NFL. Colin Kaepernick took a knee. He said, boycott the NFL. We all stood behind, boycott the NFL, boycott the NFL. And then he went and signed a deal with the NFL and became a partner. All I'm asking is, check out the pattern. Who is he really for? We're going to talk about it more, though. It gets deeper. Check out episode 1. It's coming soon.
Now, this is the devil's advocate, right? So as I'm ranting and raving all the time on social media, unity is the key. There's people that say they have a right to follow who they want, vote for who they want, do what they want, And in all actuality, you have a right to do what you want to do. If you're only concerned about your time and space on this earth right now. So whatever benefits you, if you work for a company and you know that they have set up traps, they do not support Black colleges. I mean, even the question is posed right now. What about our NFL? What about our college students that are given these deals, right? Should they not go with southern states that are changing the districts so that there's no black representation. And a lot of people are saying they're not going to do that. They're being offered millions of dollars. But somebody's got to stand up, because if you challenge the idea that they want you and you have power and you stand with that power, things are going to have to change. I think the key is the pocketbook. That's the only thing they care about. You know, right now, minimize what you're spending money on. Minimize, find out where your money is going. Find out what black companies offer the same services and products, because it's getting barren out here. Like, there's not many options that we have not to be paying into the people that are plotting against us. Look at the man that created Project 25, went to school, studied African American studies, just so that he can turn these civil rights wins that we had in the 1960s, turn them back, roll them back. They're rolling them back. Okay, so I'm a little disappointed with Jay-Z, because we grew up on his music. Like, he is a hero in our community. But when does social responsibility come into play? That's what I want to know. Even when you try not to talk about it, you just can't not talk about it. Because 20 years from now, where are we going to be? And people are raising their kids with goals of, okay, we're going to have this, we're going to have that. And it's on the backs of the rest of us. That's how they've gotten to where they are. So they don't want us to have reparations. But some people are saying, were you a slave? Was your grandfather? Do you even know who your slave family is? Yeah, it's a lineage, right? So if they were brought over and generations have passed down generations, our counterparts are benefiting still from the wealth, the old wealth of their slave master bloodline. And we're still suffering from our enslaved bloodline. Because every time we get a little bit ahead, here they come, changing the playing field. That's what it is. So, I mean, do we have a responsibility to all of us, or should we just be individuals? Because that's how the whole setup of the crabs in a barrel happened. Because they give some of us, they hold it up for us to see who's going to take the bait. And the ones who take the bait, they're good for a minute, but we're all the same. Like, they don't really see you any different. They just see how they can utilize you to go against the rest of us. Let me think of something nice to talk about. let me talk. So my Carnival cruise was really, relaxing. And wherever we go, we are running the show. I mean, everywhere we go, we are the live energy. We even with everything that's going on, right? This Caucasian older gentleman, it was hot. A lot of older people were kind of like almost passing out. And we saw this older white gentleman with his wife, and he looked like he was about to pass out. So here go me and my new crew, my friends. We go over, is he okay? Is he okay? And we walk back. The lady's like, yes, I'm a nurse. He's fine. He's okay. And then we walked away like, what are we doing? Like, why are we always so apologetic and just so loving? Because we can't help it. Like, we are not the savages that, we've been created to be. Within our soul and within our spirit, we just have a loving spirit. We just that's what makes us different. So you know when you going on a cruise and there's everybody dancing and everybody karaokeing and everybody at the comedy show. Who is the entertainment aside from the entertainment? We are. We just are. And they like us while we're on the cruise. Until they get home on their jobs and then they forget all about how much fun they were having with us. Some of them. Because listen, some of them are right there with us trying to speak up. And I respect the people that don't have to say anything. But they know something too that at the end of the day, if we're all not good, we all not gonna eventually be good. And is it time for ratchet rehab already? It's time for ratchet rehab.
Why are y'all so ratchet? Cause we ghetto. It's time for ratchet rehab, y'all.
What about white racism? What about white people? Oh, poor little white people. We need to be protected. We're so oppressed. All right, so here we go. You ready for some stats?
See, this
White
is a
school
white lady.
districts get $23 billion more in funding than black school districts.
Okay, so now you have education.
White people make
as the
27% more in salary on average than
You have
black people.
employment
For the
as
first
supply.
81 years that our country existed, there was 0% black representation in Congress.
None, zilch, zero, nada.
Then, during the period of Reconstruction from 1870 to 1901, we actually had 22 black members of Congress and about 1,500 black people that held local and national offices.
Okay, we was making moves.
Jim Crow didn't like that. So during the Jim Crow era of 1901 to 1929, what happened? We went back to 0% representation.
Yeah, that's Jim Crow point.
Then in 1975,
right
we had
now.
gradually increased to the whopping number of 17 black people in government offices. And in 1981, we were still 94% white in the government.
Is that 6%?
However, by 2025, that ratio had increased to 12.5% black representatives in government. And that is a record for the United States. And it actually matches the proportion of black people in the population. So that was an amazing accomplishment for us. And guess what's happened now? The white supremacists don't like that. So what's happened? They're now removing the right for black voices to be heard and for their votes to actually lead to their electing representatives that understand their experience of black people, because the white supremacists who are in the White House over the Republican Party, they didn't like that black people had made such progress in terms of their representation in the government. And I can get into the crime statistics if you like. Like, for instance, a study done in Chicago found that black people were 4 times more likely to be stopped by the police. In LA, it's 120% more often that black people are stopped by police.
Gotta be
In New York City, 90% of all traffic stops involve people of color. In Cleveland, people of color have 3 times more of a chance to have their vehicle searched after they've been stopped. So, yeah, tell me how disenfranchised white people are again. You're just lying. Well, you could actually do your own goddamn research. So just saying you're lying or these aren't real isn't a response. That's just what an uneducated, stupid person says. It's very easy to do research right now, to find this information out your damn self. So before you even make those comments, try putting forth a modicum of effort to identify if maybe you might be.
Thank you, lady. Thank you. So, yeah, I mean, if you think about education, if you think about the correctional system, the judicial system, we could go all the way down the line. So the question is, what do we do, right? So we should tell our children, right, that we need them to be employed in other areas besides just sports and entertainment, because where you go and you see powerful people, they can make changes. Like, I love when I go, like, to the Bahamas, everywhere you turn, it's a black person running something. And, I mean, if we let our children understand, right? Now, I'm not saying that I would want my child in the service, because my child would definitely not be serving a country that doesn't even see them as worthy of being able to vote or to have representation. But we need black male teachers. I can tell you that from being in the school system for years. We need more black male teachers, because if they don't understand us, how can they teach us in a way that is positive, right? If they already see us as, and studies have been done, like black boys are always seen as the problem in the classroom first. They're looked at more. They're not talked to properly. When they get in trouble, they get harsher suspensions. Everything is always this way. So what do? We put ourselves in all of these areas so that at least we can have a little bit of control over what's going on in our lives. Or we could just do what Farrakhan is telling Trump. Just give us 8 states. Just give us 8 states, and we will leave y'all alone if y'all leave us alone. And that might sound unrealistic, but if you look at the video that was recently posted, he's telling Trump and his cronies that, no, we don't have the power that you have. We don't even have weaponry that you have. We don't, because honestly, we're not even supposed to carry. And the stand your ground laws in Florida, they're trying to make it easier for you to get away with killing someone if you feel threatened. And who is always feeling threatened by us? But if we say we're feeling fearful for our lives, we still go to jail. So the fight is really not going to be, hopefully, it's not going to be a physical fight. It has to be a mental fight, a financial fight, a unified fight. So let's talk about us. Let's be more unified so that we have a chance of making it in this world. So we know who's ratchet today. It's not us. Rest in peace to Black Rob.
We got fully equipped kid on it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, yo, I had this bad chick uptown, she was had me messed up in the head, I mean. Bought the chick diamonds and pearls, I mean. Should have seen the ice shining on the wrist. Now money ain't the problem, see my dough is like.
So for some reason I cannot see all the comments.
Money wanna beat my blueprints, I'm like, had to hit the brake on y'all brothers, like, brothers getting bagged on my block,
they
like,
always come after, like, then I get a whole lot of comments. We all work on it so I can respond to y'all's comments. Y'all can share, and I can share what you're sharing. We on it.
Nitro, my flow, nice clothes, like, whoa. East Pamper, like, whoa. Now I'm Doc Strange in the range, like, whoa. 100 miles an hour, switching lanes, like, whoa. Plus I'm getting brain from the shit, like, whoa. Swimming there from an 8, like, whoa. Big floor switches and chicks, like,
oh, so y'all, so while we on the break, so when I docked in the Bahamas, on the Carnival Island, this lady got off of her. I was on Glory, and then the celebration docked next to us. And this poor 88-year-old lady got off the ship and was on her little motor scooter and drove off the pier into the water, hit her head, and died. And her husband jumped in and tried to save her. And they tried to resuscitate her. Meanwhile, we all on the beach like, oh, this is so beautiful. And they trying to pull this lady out the water. We have no idea until we was going back to the top. It was like, did you hear about the lady? And I'm like, what happened? They're like, she fell into the water. So meanwhile, I'm thinking she fell off the ship into the water. I'm like, a lady fell off the ship. I came home, I'm telling my kids, I'm like, this lady, she drove her motor thing off the ship. And they're like, off the ship? I'm like, yes, she fell off the ship into the water. And they're looking at me like, how? I'm like, I think where the, the rescue boats are, there's a little area there, and I think she just fell off the boat. Meanwhile, one of the girls, Amber from Michigan, sent me the article while I was in the airport. No, I think I told them over the phone. And I'm reading it, and it says she drove off the pier. I'm like, oh. So she did fall off the boat. Still sad. Still rest in peace to the lady. She was 88. Her son, her husband, they were there for Mother's Day weekend, and she died on the trip. So life is short, y'all. Have your fun. Follow your dreams, your passions, but please do something in between to help this world be a better place. Like, let your name be in the history books when you go. Later on, let our grandchildren be saying, we talked about that good trouble like John Lewis. Make a mark. That's what I'm here to do.
Yeah, Papa was a player. What? Was a rolling stone. Okay. Player was your baby's father, left you all alone. Yeah. Teaching and providing, not a queen of your throne. Raise your son to be a man. Hey, your dreams, how to show him how to cook, how to clean, how to tie shoes, how to treat a queen, how to ride a bike too, how to bounce, how to bump, fix a chain, how to tie it, how to shoot a jump shot. Yeah, that's what I do for mine. Okay. Work around the clock. Everyday grind. Single parent mom of that 6-acre back. School clothes on. Lining up his head. Teach him how to make a bed.
I'll be making my son get out the bed. When you get out the bed, you make the bed.
What he doesn't do. I know it's difficult for women raising sons. I salute you.
Oh.
They are all the mothers out there.
I know we had to run it back.
So that video, that song that you just heard, the video is so beautiful. I'll put it on my page. So the woman and her son started singing this song about, her being a single parent and all the things she had to teach her son. But then the video it skips to like 10 years later, and they still singing the same song. So the song goes through, it flows through, but in the video, it's showing back and forth how far they came together. So to all the mothers out there that held it down, still holding it down, I want to say a happy belated Mother's Day, even though Mother's Day is every day. Yes. And I just told my daughters the other day, I would never wish single parenthood on you, because it's so tough. It's so tough. It's hard. It's pressure. But I also told them I would never choose a man over my kids. Like, if I can't have the husband and the kids, I'll just have the kids, because that's your legacy. And, a lot of people that grow up in 2-parent households, they'll tell you it doesn't necessarily always mean that it's positive or healthy, or, just because a father is in the house or even a mother is in the house. Because there's a lot of deadbeat moms, the girl that killed her husband, gave him fentanyl to be with another man, just got served to life in prison today or yesterday. And her 3 sons had to write impact statements. Can you imagine your mom killing your dad because she was to go run off with another man? Like, why couldn't you just divorce him? Because you wouldn't get any alimony? Like, I don't get it. But now you're going to jail without bail, and the man that you was going to run away with got another girl already, I'm sure. So think about what you're doing. Like, think about the end results. We all caught up in this lust. Yeah, it feels good and all that, but, can't be losing your head over a piece of meat. You just can't, because there's so much more out here. Keep your head right. Keep a straight line, man. Keep a straight line. That's a gem. I'm just talking. I might get in trouble, but oh well, I will fix it. You know, y'all be riding. We be riding for our kids, though. And to me, it's nothing more rewarding, though. Because they my mini-me. And everything that's not good about me is good. Like, they're better than us. If we do it right, they come out better than us. More equipped. All the things that we learned along the way, we got to pass it down. We can't let them. I don't understand these people like, oh, you know, they 18, they gotta go, or these fathers that say, oh, he don't call me. Well, this is a kid. You gotta direct your kid. I talked about this a while ago when Alicia Keys let her 4-year-old son paint his nails. No, they don't raise themselves. We raise them. We tell them what to do. And even if they don't listen, because I know I didn't listen, but I see myself in my mother now because everything she kept repeating. When I get out my bed, I make it right away. I don't get out my bed, go do nothing before I make my, unless I gotta go to the bathroom. You know, you get up in the morning, sometimes you gotta go to the bathroom. But I do not leave my house and come home to a bed that's not made. And that's a thing. Like, that's a thing. All y'all ladies with these dirty apartments taking videos and when you got laundry in the back, like, what are you doing? You're raising little dirty girls that no boy is going to take seriously. And now he's going to treat her like she's trash because you raised her in a pile of trash. Get up off your ass. We off the radio. I could say, get up off your ass and do what you gotta do. If you want respect, you gotta carry yourself in a respectable manner. You can be a freak in the bed, but be a lady in the streets, okay? I gotta tell y'all everything. Cause I was in them streets. I love this song. Yeah, we can make it out the hood, y'all. And we ain't gotta make it out the hood. Let's just build up the hood. Like, let's fix it. Because why would we want to move into a place where people don't want us? Maybe this segregation thing. Did y'all know that there's no more segregation? That Trump canceled that? Like, you can actually segregate. Like, they can stop you now from coming in and they can have a separate waiting room for you in a restaurant. They actually can. And if it's, what city was it? It'll come to me, but it was a 101 vote against 100. They wanted all white housing, and one vote stopped that. So why be around people that don't want you around? Just like in a relationship, somebody that doesn't want you. Why would you want somebody that doesn't want you? As beautiful and great and amazing as you are. We just gotta make it out the hood mentality. That's what we gotta make it out of. We gon' make it out. We gon' make it out this good. Hey, I think this is the last segment. Yeah, this was fast.
You know what I'm saying? It's not like they're your home girl or something like that. And really,
you can put some songs in the middle so that I can wait for my outro.
And I don't know why. Let me tell you about relationships because I do it every day. If I'm caught in the act.
We done went through 5 segments that fast.
They thought it was. It is not. That is very painful.
Dropping these gems. I hope y'all taking notes.
To really try to understand because at the end of the day, we're all looking for the same thing.
Segment 105 is in effect.
heard,
Show
to be
105.
appreciated by another person. And so when that falls apart,
Yes.
that hurts. That's
Yes.
not a laughing matter, but y'all will find a way to figure out how to key on it, child. You know, and it ain't like it's your homegirl, the one that slept with your man. Now, wish her relationship go to the depths of hell. I agree with you on that. But somebody that you don't know, don't be happy about things falling apart.
Yeah. Yeah, that's another thing we gotta deal with. We gotta deal with this hateration that we have for each other. We have to deal with that because how are people going to look at us with any kind of respect if we within our community don't respect each other or don't care for each other or, you know, and it does go back to slavery because a mother who would not want her son to be sold into slavery would call him lazy and, you know, don't take him, master. He's lazy. He don't work. He's not good. But we still calling our kids lazy and calling them names and being sarcastic and putting them on social media while we discipline them. I don't know what on earth is like what makes a person that's trying to prove a point to their child. Yeah, we think embarrassing our kids is the way to go. If you want to teach your kids a lesson, if they did something wrong and you decide to cut their hair off, right? Because I mean, you know, there's some videos. Maybe a boy was bullying someone, and you cut his hair, you shave his hair off, half of his hair, so that you know he'll see what it's like to be bullied or teased or whatever. Compound that with it going viral, and now 500,000 people are watching you humiliate your child. Deep down, that child is gonna hate you because you can teach your child a lesson in private and nobody else has to know. Nobody needs to watch you. That lady whose son threw her cat and she made her son drop his PlayStation and stomp on it. And she's like, yeah, break it because you hit my cat. Like, and then of course we got our people in the comments. Oh yeah, girl, show him. Show him. I just think, you know, some of the things that have happened to us have made us just not know the right way to handle situations, right? We don't really know the way to resolve issues without unhealthy matters, like mannerisms that are unhealthy. And it's not everybody and it's not all our fault, but we got to take some accountability for it. And we got to break the cycles. Because I remember, like, my grandmother from Jamaica, you know, she would talk about my mom because my mom was divorced. And she would be like, well, you've had 2 husbands when they get into an argument. I'll be like, Nana, why would you say that to her? Like, that's going to hurt her feelings. And it's just, you know, I think the older people really received so much abuse that they didn't even know how to love properly, you know. So I think that we got a little bit better than that right now. We're a little bit better. We can do better though.
Y'all know what this is.
Good.
No matter how much you might try to act, you know just where it's at. Got that good.
Sierra definitely got that good because I heard she's on baby number 5. Right? Or is that a rumor? I heard she's pregnant. I heard she's pregnant again.
Yeah, we're on that head game.
I mean, they should. They got the money. Why not build an empire? If I have money, I'd have more kids. I ain't gonna lie. Oh, another story. So
this white girl told her sister how to get an NFL player, and she had some rules. So I don't know if her man found her phone and shared her screenshots, but one rule that she said was to bring out the shenane in other black women so that he won't be attracted to them, because you know he's still gonna be attracted. So she's like, bring out the shenane. So I'm gonna play that next week. So this lady was saying how, you know, purposely sometimes we're triggered on purpose so that we'll act out. So we gotta stop taking that bait too. Like, just be like, oh, okay, all right. Because we can't fight every fight the same way. Like I said, we gotta use our mental. Because they do. I mean, if you put yourself in their shoes, imagine being taught your whole life that you're better than someone, that you own them, that they're beneath you, right? So some of these kids, honestly, it's not their fault either, right? They've been taught that. It's been ingrained in them. So if we go ahead and prove what they already think, then they're gonna believe that what they think is correct. But if we show them something else, and not that it's our responsibility, but our kids also are in school with some of these kids that don't understand them. They think that all their parents are criminals, and sometimes we do have to try to show that it's all lies, it's all propaganda, because if they lose that spirit that they've been brought up with, like the Gen Zs, the new millennials, some of them, there's a guy that just addressed the Congress and was like, you're teaching your kids, but your kids don't want to buy into this racism, and some of them aren't. Some of them are not going along with it because they see that it's wrong. Just can't do everything somebody expects you to do. That's all I'm saying. You can't always do everything you're going to do. I'm on the set with DJ Manchild. He's getting ready to get on these turntables and turn it out. I tried to tell him to join me tonight. I might get him next week. So if you want to do the instrumental next? So what you got for us tonight, man? What you got for us tonight? Got any new music coming? Yeah, that's what you do, right? So, who's the artist? Oh, you got 10 new artists?
I'm all over it. Florida,
So don't let your heart go cold. If somebody doesn't love you, then don't give up on love. Just give up on that person. Because, getting bitter and being like, thinking that that's the end all be all, that's not it. Love yourself enough that and sometimes we are gonna go through something with people. We might try to hold on to something because it's comfortable. We're used to the person. We don't want to start all over. It's hard starting all over. But that honeymoon period be good. When you start over, it's like so nice in the beginning. It's like the first 6 months. Now, the first 3 months, after 3 months, they start showing them red flags. If they can make it to a year, maybe give them some more chances. But if they start showing out in 6 months, then this is not going to work. Because they could not hold on to that representative. But don't give up on love. There's people in their 80s and 90s getting married. There's still a chance. Never too late.
That's the ones that are successful.
That's the what?
The ones that are successful.
Yeah, they only got like 10 years.
Yeah, they ain't asking for nothing.
Right. We just want to sit, hold hands. Yeah, who wants to die alone? Like, I be trying to get my parents back together. They be looking at me like, and they are so alike, both of them. Like, they act the same. But I don't want them, I don't. My dad is lonely. His girlfriend died like almost 20 years now. And my mother's like, sorry, I'm not. No, thank you. I'll be okay. I got my TV. So my daughter got her promposal today. It was so cute. They're both basketball players. So her boyfriend, he made a post and it said something like, we both ball. I don't know. I forgot, but it was cute. It was cute. She got her promposal. Her dress is coming from Africa. Please pray for us that it comes in time, because yes, she had to get a custom-made dress.
Instrumental, sir.
Yes. So I want to let you know, thank you for letting me run off at the mouth tonight. I just got a lot of emotions inside of me, and I've got to let them out before I shoot somebody. No, I'm not. I really appreciate this platform. Jim's Radio, I'm the queen of the house right now. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how I'm gonna act if another girl comes up in here and be like, girl, you after me. No, I do. I appreciate this platform, and we rocking, me and DJ Man Child back to back, and it's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing when people recognize that you're good at what you do and they support you. Just be good at what you do. Like, you can't do what somebody else is doing. You got to be good at what you do. Just because you see somebody doing something and it looks good, it might not look. It might look easy, and they're making it look easy because that's what they're good at doing. So if it's too hard for you, maybe it's not for you. Whatever you really love to do, that you would do for free, that you would, you sleep, eat, dream about, that's probably what you need to try to look into doing. And don't think that it's an overnight thing. If you are passionate, it's like 50 said, you know what I'm saying? Get rich or die trying. Because at the end of the day, the reward is in what it makes you feel, like the happiness that it brings you is the reward. Everything else is icing on the cake. Of course, we want that cake. I'm not saying we don't, and we will get it when you keep working on your craft. Like, it's not, like I said, it's not one day I decide to do something and the next day, it all comes together. It's work, it's dedication, it's reflection. So you are certainly appreciated for tuning in every Thursday. Maybe not every Thursday, but when you can't make it, make sure you come back next week. And come back next week, because I'll be here. Dropping these gems. It's E Double of the E Double Talk Show. Stay tuned for DJ Man Child. Thank you to my studio owner, manager, director, engineer, everything all wrapped up in one, Mr. Roger. Oh, I'm sorry, DJ Six. DJ Six. All right, y'all. I'm out till next week. I gave his government name. He's gonna be on me for that. Oh no.
Sure they can find it.
Nobody heard it. All right, y'all. So thank you again.
Next week I'm gonna find some funny videos. I'll try. Now, how do I save this? If I don't save it, it's not gonna come. When I end the live, yeah, it doesn't automatically save, right?